1998 is a year etched into my bones, not a date I'll forget in a hurry. The memories are a haze of fear and confusion, but one thing cuts through the blur. The name, Kelvin, still echoing in my ears like a whisper from the grave. They say it was an unsolved case.
I remember waking up from my afternoon nap to make my coffee and had a feeling to check my mailbox since it was around 3 in the evening. While checking the mailbox, I felt a cube-like figure in the mailbox. I pulled it out to see that it was a black cube with a note on it that said, "The past is never dead. It isn't even past." On the cube, it said, "Solve it." So I guess the cube was either not for me or just not a normal fidget cube. I had been trying to solve the cube all day and still couldn't figure out what the answer to the cube was. I then remembered the note and looked at it for a while and started to look for any hints. I then pushed a button on the cube that had PO on it, and it opened. I couldn't believe that I figured it out. Inside it was another note that told me to go to this office that wasn't so far away from my house, so I decided to head there tomorrow around 2 in the evening. Once I got there, I was told to sit in a room where I found myself with 4 other people who said their names were Gabe, Justin, June, and April. We sat in the room for a while when Justin asked, "Did you guys get the black cube in your mailbox too?" "Yes," we all said. "Why do you think they chose us to solve it and what for?" Gabe said. Justin started looking around and touching things and leaning on one of the room TVs. I was going to answer Gabe's question when the TV went of scaring Justin. "Welcome to running out of time." The TV just gave us base rules on how to play the game, which was the escape room game, and which most people know all they have to do is find clues to get into the next room before the time runs out and escape. That's when I felt a drop of water on my head. Am I the only one who just felt water? "No, I felt it too," June said. That's when this speaker said you have 10 minutes to find the clues before it starts to rain lava. "Lava?" I shouted. Everyone started looking for clues. That's when I saw an old dairy laying down in the corner of the floor and thought it was strange because everything looked brand new in the room we were in. The dairy said, "Old things are reusable too." That's when I shouted and told everyone to look for old things laying around and let's see what we can do with them. June had found an old jewelry box. Gabe found a men's suit. April found a ring, and I had the diary. 7 minutes. Okay, so it looks like they're telling us a story and just need the right piece. That's when they spotted an old newspaper under the seat. There I shouted, "The newspaper!" Gabe grabbed the newspaper and started to read an article about a wedding. I think someone was going to propose to someone, then something happened. I started to read the diary when a page caught my eye that said, "The Night," but night was spelled with a K and not a N. I started to read more of the page. On the night of March 10th, 1998, I remember waking up to her not next to me and assumed she went to the bathroom. But when she took a while, I got up to check on her. My heart felt like it stopped working. On the 3rd month of the 10th day of the 19th century, my beautiful, beautiful wife, Mary, was killed. And I don't think I can live like this anymore. I just wanted to say you were so pretty, Mary, and I loved you so dear very much and was going to proposal the day you died. But it was too late. I love you. Forever. Love, Kay. Love, Kay. That's it, I shouted. We need to figure out his name. He never wrote it down and finished what he was saying. My eyes started to go everywhere and saw a clock, but it was sidewise. I picked it up and looked on the side of it where it said Kevin, which is why he uses K for night instead of N. 10 seconds. "His name is Kevin," I shouted. 5 seconds, raining lava. "Open, God damn it," Gabe shouted. "Try talo idve." "His name is Kevin." The door opened. We all ran out before the door closed and we were out of breath because we were scared the door wasn't going to open, but it did. Thank God we got out of there. "But what is this place?" Justin said. There stood 2 red doors in front of us. One said Kevin and the other said Matthew. But who is Matthew, I thought. We should pick the door that says Kevin because we don't know who Matthew is. And they could be tricking us to pick Matthew since we already know Kevin, April insisted. "I think it's best if we just go to Matthew because since we know Kevin, wouldn't it make sense to find out who Matthew is?" I stated. "Well, I'm going to Kevin's door. Fuck that shit," April said irked. As soon as she opened the door, It was too late. We witnessed something that we never thought we would witness. April had fallen to her death as we heard her disturbing scream, chilling sounds of her bones crack and body thud to the floor. "April!" June shouted while Gabe, Justin, and I looked at each other in appalled shock, knowing that whoever made this escape room was not joking around. All I could think about was because of April's sacrifice, we were able to choose the right door. "Let's hurry and go before anything else happens." As we made our way into the next room, which was a bit smaller than the one we had just been in, we all decided to observe the room and look for anything interesting, since we knew the TV in the room would go off in a couple and explain the rules. "This next room is the last room until you find the prize. If you manage to get out and escape this room, you can free the prize, but if not, he will die," speaker said. "What do they mean, he will die?" I said, bewildered. "You have 10 minutes. Ready, set, go." We all started looking for clues that we could find. I had found some pictures of a house and a caution sign in front of it, like police use when they solve a case for something and no one can trespass. "Hey guys, you might want to come take a look at this," Justin said with a worried look. As we all went to look at what Justin was looking at, that's when the lights cut out. "Hey, is everyone all right?" I said, trying to find my way through the dark. "Yay, I think I found the light switch," June shouted. The lights came back on and nothing looked different in the escape room, except the door to leave was now red, with the same door we saw from the last room, instead of black now. "Hey guys, the door is not the same color no more. It's red with the name Matthew." "She's right. I remember walking in and the door was black with nothing on it before the light turned off," Gabe said. We all started to walk slowly toward the door, while Justin put his hand on his mouth, telling us to be quiet if there was anyone behind the door. When we opened the door, there were stairs leading to some kind of basement. We headed downstairs following Justin. It was dark and we could barely see anything. I was looking for a switch when we all jumped, hearing, "Hello and welcome to Running Out of Time, I'm Matthew." "So you made these escape rooms, War?" I asked. "Oh yes, did you have fun?" "You killed our friend," Justin said, kind of sounding irked. "Well, maybe if she chose the right door, she would be here with y'all," Matthew said with a smirk on his face. "So what's the prize?" June asked. "I'm so glad you asked," Matthew said. "I give you Kevin." As he pulled a white sheet off of the corner of the floor of Kevin, he started to, help me, please," Kevin said in complete fear. "What the hell?" I shouted. "Well, Kevin here, you might know, is the name from the first escape room. He was married to beautiful Danya until she left him. Danya Green and Kevin Green. Happy life together. When I found out my wife was sleeping with Kevin, I had to kill her because of how mad I was. And if I wasn't happy, he shouldn't be happy either. So I took his most prized possession away." "And what is the prize, you may ask?" "You're gonna watch me kill him," Matthew said with so much credence. As Matthew began to walk towards Kevin with the knife, I knew it was going to be the end of the poor man's life, because we had no weapon to attack Matthew with, or no weapon to defend Kevin from Matthew. But in a flash, Justin jumped on top of Matthew back, and Gabe grabbed his hand to get the knife away from Matthew. I started to untie Kevin, and gladly Matthew did not hurt him. "Come on, we have to get out of here now," I said. No, you guys are ruining the plan, bring him back," Matthew said, beastings. "Guys, we have to leave now or the building will collapse soon." That's what the last escape room was, for it's showing here on this tablet. "I'm guessing Matthew accidentally pushed the button for the door to open for us to exit too soon," June said. We decided to tie Matthew up before leaving, just in case he pushed the button when we were leaving. We made our way outside and hopped in my car, as I still had my keys in my back pocket. Kevin told us he was down there for 1 week and thought he was going to die. "I'm happy we could help," I said. After driving for about 2 hours, we made it to the police station where the 1998 unsolved case of Mary had been solved.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Because some stories don't stay buried, and this one is just beginning.